Hey guys and gals, welcome back to Tony's Garage. Today we're back on my 51 Merc. We're trying to get it ready for cruising season. Weather's actually getting a little warmer already here in southeast Iowa. Today it's supposed to hit 70 degrees. And, well, I want to be able to drive this car. And the biggest thing I've been having an issue with is carburetor. It's had this teapot carburetor on there. Top of this carburetor's off, but factory carb. When I got it, the base, or this bottom here where the fuel goes in, was cracked and was leaking fuel, so I got another carburetor off Facebook Marketplace, rebuilt it. It was still spitting and sputtering pretty good, not running the way I would like it to. And a bunch of old timers online said to change it out for a Rochester 2-barrel carburetor off of a small base Rochester off like a late 50s, 60s Chevy. So I went and found one. My father-in-law was nice enough to rebuild that for me. So today I went ahead and bolted it on. I'm going to show you kind of what I'm doing to modify the car to make it work. And it's really pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. I'm also going to go ahead and cut the mufflers off this car and straight pipe. It's already got dual exhaust. It's got the 30-inch Smithy mufflers on it. It's a little quiet for my taste, so we're going to try to liven it up a little bit and get this thing ready for some cruising. So appreciate you watching. Follow along. We're going to get this thing ready to go. So we're going to start under here with the carburetor. As you can see, I already have this 2-jet bolted on to the intake here. And I don't have as much threads as I'd like to have, so I'm eventually probably going to put different studs in to make them a little longer. But it bolts right on. Right from a Chevy intake right to this Mercury intake. This is the factory Mercury linkage here. And obviously that isn't going to work with this ball on the end of this. So I went through my parts bin and I actually found 51 Ford throttle linkage, which has this ball sock on the end of it, and had this adjuster on it already. Well, then I didn't have the right length metal rod to go to this, so I went and got a screw from the hardware store and just cut the end of it off, a machine screw or a metal screw, whatever you want to call it. So now I have my own linkage here, and it will screw into that piece and snap on there. So give me just a second here and I'll put it on. Alright, as you see, screws right on. I'm gonna have to adjust this a little bit, probably to however my foot pedal needs to be, but it's going to do the job perfectly fine. Okay, so then we had this metal line here that goes for your vacuum advance. I just snipped the end of it off here, got some rubber vacuum line, went ahead and got a fitting from advanced to auto to screw into the back of my carb here. So now my vacuum line for my vacuum advance is hooked up. I had to plug this front one here, no big deal. The only big thing that I've noticed, fuel kind of still goes where it needs to go, but I just need to kind of cut this so that way I don't have a kink. I already have test fired this car with this carburetor just to see if it would even work, and it does. So I just have to shorten this up, redo my fuel line here, and actually the carburetor should be good to go. I'll then be able to start it, kind of tune it in. Obviously need to adjust the idle air. I'll have to drive it for a while and see if it needs rejetted, but I think it should be pretty much just bolt up and go type of situation. So it all worked out pretty good there. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut some of this off, try to make this fit better. Alright, so I got the fuel line, I kind of adjust a little bit. I'm still not super happy with this. I really don't know a better option at the moment. I'm gonna look for different filter designs and stuff, try to make a more straight connection, but trying to get a filter in there in a short space like that kind of puts you in a spot. But so far there's no kinks. Nice gradual progression into the carburetor. I did forget to mention this carburetor actually is backwards now, which won't hurt anything. This should be towards the front normally. Linkage would be on this side, but you flip it backwards. That way it hooks up with this factory linkage for the car, and then it honestly lines up with the fuel. So pretty good there. I did bump the throttle down a little bit I'm just going to go ahead and adjust the bleeder screws here for the idle. So I don't like the end, so we're going to go back out. My initial setting here was, I think, 2 screws out. Trying to go for basically the highest RPM / smoothest RPM, and then you adjust your throttle to bring it back down if you need to, your idle. But when this is adjusted right, you should hear your idle pick up quite a bit. Then I usually go about a 1/4 turn richer than that, and then balance it out with the screw here for idle, and it runs pretty good. So all right, I think that's pretty well buttoned up now. So let's get started on this exhaust. So here we are back by the tailpipes. As you can tell, they're not very loud. I like my hot rods to be a little bit louder than this. I mean, I know some guys like it. It's got a good tone to it, but just not very loud. So I'm gonna rev it up for you so you can tell the before and after. But this is with the 30-inch Smithy mufflers. We're gonna cut these off and just go straight dual pipes. If I get the camera to hold still here. Again, not bad, just not as loud as I'd like. Let's get started here. Alright, so here we are underneath the car. Safety glasses on, obviously. I'm going to show you this muffler. Look how long this muffler is. I get a view of it. She's 30 inches long. That's why she's so quiet. So, we're going to go ahead and hack that thing off. Both sides, obviously. And then we're going to just put a straight pipe in it and see what it sounds like. Alright, so I have some 1 3/4 pipe here. And I went ahead and cut off a 33-inch section, which is what I'm going to need. I borrowed a flaring tool from my friend here. They also sell these at Harbor Freight, but he already had one. Luckily let me use it. So we're going to flare this end so that the car's exhaust will slide into it. Then on the other end, we will flare the car so this slides into the car, because you want all exhaust gases not to catch a lip. So you want everything to feed through without hitting this. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and flare this side. We'll flare underneath the car. You just put an impact on this side and sucks it in, flares it out. Should be good to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that done. All right, so pipe, flare tool, pretty self-explanatory. You don't want to get too crazy with this because you will split the pipe if you go too far, but basically we're going to use this pipe as kind of a guide for whether it'll fit over the other one. So we're going to put it on there, flare her out. this impact's not as powerful as my other one, so yeah, we still have quite a ways to go. I still think we got a little ways to go, but we'll check it out real quick. Closer, but not quite there. I don't think we can get this next size up in there yet. Way too big. So, there you go. Now we just gotta do the same thing on the side of the car and then do the other piece for the other side. So go ahead and get that done. All right, we got all the pipes put back in, all put together. Sounds a lot better. Perfect.
Oh.
Alright, so I was going to show you what it sounds like from the inside with the straight pipes. I'm going to roll through all the gears real quick. Sounds like the carburetor's running out a little bit out of fuel too, so a little bit of tuning, but it's not too loud inside at all. Very cruisable, noise level. Sounds pretty good to me, so. Alright, I just wanted to say thanks for watching. Hopefully that kind of helped your curiosity as well as mine as far as the carb fitment and what it would sound like with just straight pipes. So please like, subscribe, follow along, and we'll have more videos of this car as well as others. So until next time, we'll see you then. Thank you.